Hello, and welcome back to the Efficient Skillet. My name is Willie, and I hope that you're doing extremely well out there. Today we're going to do one of my absolute most bestest, deliciousest videos we've ever done. This is called One Skillet Pasta. And when I served it to my wife, Angel, she said it's the absolute best pasta she's ever had in her life. It's easy to do. It's all done in one pot. So fasten your seatbelt. This is a good one. Okay, now before you use your knives, always sharpen them before you use it. And for those of you who have one of these knife sharpening tools right here, the way you properly use it is you take your knife and you put it at a 45-degree angle like this, and you go away from it like that, and then you do the other side like that. Always sharpen your knives before you use them. And when doing it this way, the 45-degree angle going away will give you a nice sharp edge. Okay, for this one skillet pasta, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a nice chunk of bacon. Okay, this is you can get this at Walmart or HEB right here in Livingston. Bacon like this, or you can use that strips of bacon however you like it. We're going to take a fairly decent amount, and what we're going to do is cut it into little pieces. Okay, once you have your bacon chopped up into little pieces like this, what we're going to do is just throw them inside our pan. Now our pan's not even plugged in yet, it's just cold. And we're not going to plug it in until we have everything in there, the pasta and everything that goes with it, all thrown into this skillet right here. So our skillet's cold and we're throwing pieces of bacon in. I know that almost sounds crazy, right? You got bacon you're throwing in a pan and it's not even sizzling. Yep, we do. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is this right here is thin spaghetti. It's 16 ounces. What I'm going to do is we're just going to take this spaghetti and we're just going to lay it right inside this pan just like this, right down the middle of it. Just like that. Next, we're going to take these little cherry-sized tomatoes. They come in little packs like this that get at HEB. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these little cherry-sized tomatoes, and what I like to do is these are kind of these long, I think they're called Angel Sweet or something like that, which is a really nice name because my wife's name is Angel and I think she's really sweet. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut them long ways in half like that, but I'm not going to cut Angel in half, the Angel tomatoes in half. Okay, once you cut your tomatoes in half, what we're going to do is we're going to put some of them right here. And then sort of like catty corner on the other side of the pan, we're going to put some over here, like this. Just like that. Next, we're going to take one large yellow onion and we're going to slice it and chop it, the whole onion. Okay, when it comes to doing these onions, you don't have to chop them like if you was going to put them on a chili dog or something. What I've done here is I just sliced them into rings like that, and I'm just going to go like this. And that's it. Take the next ring, same thing. Just go that way, that way. Okay, the same thing with this onion we did with the tomatoes. We're going to put some of them on this over here. And we're going to put the rest over here, like this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 6 cloves of garlic and we're going to chop them. Now here's another tip for y'all, and I'm sure a lot of y'all know this stuff when I show, but there's probably a lot who don't know. So the fastest way to peel this garlic is you just lay it on the edge of your chopping board there, and I put my knife on it and just crush it like that. And then the peelings just come right off in a snap. See, that one's peeled already, ready to be chopped up. Do the next one. Again, the peelings just come right off, peeled, done. Next. Peeled. Chop your garlic up. You don't have to chop it super fine. Oops, piece of peeling there. There we go. You don't have to chop it super fine. Just rough chop it. that. And then what you do is we're just going to sprinkle it all on there. Okay, the next thing you want to do is take you some extra virgin olive oil. I strongly recommend the California Olive Ranch. I wish HEB would carry it. Are you listening, Livingston, HEB? Would you please start carrying this? It's the very best olive oil you can get. Put it right, just a little bit, drizzle you some right into that pasta there. That'll help it ensure that you don't get pasta that sticks together. Then what you want to do is take you, I take 4 pinches of kosher salt and just distribute it. A pinch is like this. So it's a good amount of salt. Oh, there. Okay, the next thing you want to do is add a half a bell pepper. Okay, I like to use red bell pepper because it adds color to it, and it just makes everything deliciouser when you got nice color to your food. So take you a half a bell pepper, slice it, and then just very roughly chop it about like that. See these slices? Just that's good enough right there. You're just going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. There we go. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is HEB sells this organics basil. It's $1 or $2 something, I forget which one, but it's nothing expensive. It's fresh basil. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take 2 packs of this fresh basil, and we're gonna rough chop them again and throw them in. I love fresh basil. If there's any herb that really, you know, like kind of like garlic, another great one that adds to Italian food that is like signature Italian, it's basil. See how I rough chopped it and just throw some in there like that. Sprinkle it a little bit around. That's good right there. Open our other pack. And this is a decent amount of basil too. I kind of roughly throw the stems out. So put your 2 packs of that fresh basil from HEB, 4 cups of water. Then we're going to add some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. Now I know this isn't cooked yet and all that stuff, but it's what we need to do. And we got to do what we got to do. So take you a nice chunk of Parmesan cheese. You can get this at HEB in the cheese section. It's like $2.94, I think, for a generously sized chunk. Anyway, put you some fresh grated Parmesan cheese on there like that. About that much should do it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our lid on. We're going to plug this bad boy in. There we go. And we're going to set the temperature for 350 degrees. We're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes, and then we'll check in on it. Okay, it's been 20 minutes now, and during that 20-minute period, we've suddenly got heavy rains going outside, so it might sound a little loud. Okay, it's been going about 20 minutes. What we want to do now is reduce our heat from 350 to about 250. And we want to kind of start mixing this up a little bit. Okay, once you get it mixed up pretty good, we're going to add a little bit of black pepper. With our heat reduced to 250, we're going to return the lid and give it about 15 more minutes. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, look at this. All right, very good. That's what we want right there. Okay, here it is. This is one skillet pasta. I like to throw a nice splotch of butter on there. This is homemade butter. I make my own butter. If you don't know how to do it, see my videos. It's entitled Old World Butter. And next you might want to take a little more Parmesan cheese and just put you a little bit of fresh Parmesan on there. There we go. Wow. Folks, that is one of the easiest pastas you'll ever make. And I have to agree with my wife. I think that is the best pasta I've ever had in my life. If you haven't done any of my recipes, if you do no other, do this one. You've got to do this one. When I tested the pasta to see if it was ready, I pulled one naked strand of spaghetti out and put it in my mouth, and I knew right then this was really something special. What makes this dish have such a impact and flavor and everything is because when you cook it in the electric skillet and you already have all your vegetables in there, like your tomatoes, your garlic, your onion, basil, salt, olive oil, and all that other stuff, you know, bell pepper. You put all that stuff in there and it cooks into the spaghetti, and that spaghetti takes on that flavor. And I mean, it is just dynamic. It is so good. Usually when you cook pasta, what you do is you cook the pasta just in boiling water and maybe you add some salt to it. When you cook it like this, with all that stuff in there, that spaghetti takes on that flavor, and that's why it has such an, this particular pasta dish has such amazing flavor to it. So anyway, I hope you try it. I hope you like it. And if you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. And you can email us, thefishandskillet@gmail.com.